Over the past century, the planet has been experiencing significant changes in its climate due to human activities such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation. The effects of climate change are far reaching and can have serious consequences for the environment, human health, and economies around the world.
Good day, XCGHS!
This is Angelina Loren
And Harry Aceron,
reporting for Hash
News. What is the most effective way to tackle climate change? Plant 1 trillion trees.
There is adequate room for an additional 1.2 trillion trees to be planted on the Earth, and doing so would have significant positive effects on climate change by absorbing atmospheric carbon dioxide.
Planting 1.2 trillion trees, or at least allowing them to grow, would significantly reduce carbon emissions compared to the next climate change mitigation strategy.
Keeping HFC greenhouse gases emissions from refrigerators and air conditioners under control might save atmospheric CO2 by 90 billion tons.
To put that in context, global CO2 emissions are around 37 billion tons per year.
Can it be done? Although there may be room for 3 billion new trees, is planting that many actually practical?
Plant for the Planet, PFTP, a youth-led organization, is one that shares this opinion and is leading the trillion tree effort. With the assistance of other governments, including India's, which has planted more than 2 billion trees as part of initiative, it has already planted approximately 15 billion trees.
Restoration of the proper land is essential for the fight against climate change. Growing more trees, for instance, could limit the amount of heat and light reflected off of the ground in some parts of northern Europe, contributing to an increase in global warming.
There is no doubt that extremely aggressive tree planting operations that are not done with regard of the historic environment will be a negative investment, even though reforestation can play a part in carbon sequestration.
Since these initiatives frequently plant exotic trees like pine eucalyptus, which are highly combustible as well as valuable for lumber and pulp. The carbon dissolved above ground may be lost due to wildfires or logging. What should be a better alternative than these exotic trees?
Planting native trees that are adapted to the local climate and ecosystem, such as Nara trees, is a more effective way to mitigate climate change than planting exotic trees like pine and eucalyptus. These native trees are better suited to sequester carbon and reduce the amount of gases in the atmosphere. Additionally, planting a mix of species that are appropriate for the specific region can promote greater biodiversity and improve the overall health of the ecosystem.
Thank you for your wonderful answer, Mr. Jairo Saladero. Now, this question is for Mr. Jacob Ramos. What are some additional measures that we can take in addition to planting trees to address deforestation and effectively combat climate change?
One solution is to adopt sustainable land use practices. This can involve a variety of measures, such as reducing agricultural expansion into forested areas, promoting agroforestry and other forms of sustainable agriculture, and implementing responsible logging practices. Sustainable land use practices can help to reduce the demand for new land and prevent further deforestation, while also promoting biodiversity and preserving important ecosystems.
In conclusion, climate change is a major issue that affects the planet and all living organisms. The evidence shows that human activities such as burning fossil fuels and industrial processes are contributing to the increase in greenhouse gases and the warming of the planet. Ways like planting trees are able to stop this. Due to the plant's photosynthesis, we are able to breathe in clean air. We just need to work together in this crisis.
The consequences of climate change are already being felt through rising sea levels, more frequent natural disasters, and changes in weather patterns. It is important that we take action now to reduce our carbon footprint, adopt sustainable practices, and invest in renewable energy sources. Only through collective effort can we mitigate the effects of climate change and ensure a habitable planet for future generations.